Step into the shadowy halls of history, where fear and cruelty were carefully engineered. These are not tales of battle or conquest. These are the places built purely to terrify, punish, and extract pain. Hidden in castles, dungeons, secret rooms across Europe, torture chambers were as much about psychological terror as physical suffering. The moment you entered one, your entire existence was measured in seconds. Every step a question: how far will they push me? How much will they take? In one castle in medieval France, a prisoner would be chained to a wall in a small dark cell. The room was designed to crush hope before it even began. A narrow slit in the wall allowed guards to observe without being seen. Food was minimal, water scarce, and the cold stone walls absorbed every scream. Days, sometimes weeks, could pass before the first interrogation even began. These chambers often had devices whose names alone sent chills down the spine. The iron chair, with spikes carefully placed to pierce but not immediately kill, ensured that the victim's agony lasted. Each movement, each breath, sent pain surging through the body. Yet the chair was as much a symbol of authority as it was a weapon. It reminded anyone who entered who truly controlled life and death. In Germany, there were torture chambers designed like mazes. Prisoners would be led through dark corridors, each corner hiding a new horror. A simple misstep could lead to a fall into spikes, a hidden pit, or chains dangling from the ceiling. These chambers were often extensions of castles or fortresses, and their existence was rarely documented in official records. The secrecy made them even more terrifying. Some chambers used methods that were psychologically cruel. Mirrors were placed strategically so that prisoners could watch each other suffer, amplifying fear. Bells were sometimes rung before torture sessions to condition fear. Even the guards were trained to extract terror, to delay, to show glimpses of escape, then take it away. One of the most infamous torture chambers was in the Tower of London. While the tower is remembered for its executions, it held rooms where prisoners would be shackled and hung by their wrists for hours. Sometimes days, leaving muscles torn, bones aching, and spirits broken. Interrogation was not always immediate. Anticipation itself was a weapon. In Italy, certain dungeons were equipped with water-based torture. Prisoners were submerged, then brought up repeatedly to simulate drowning. The mind would give up before the body, making even the smallest tasks afterwards seem impossible. These chambers were designed with ingenuity. Not brutality alone, the intent was to make suffering last, to break wills completely. Every kingdom, every ruler, had their own variations. Some chambers were hidden beneath churches, combining religious terror with physical punishment. Others were built into town halls, where the knowledge of such rooms reinforced obedience. Fear became a tool to control entire communities without a single battle. Interestingly, not all victims were criminals. Political prisoners, nobles who displeased the king, and even ordinary citizens could find themselves in these chambers. Power was absolute, and cruelty was a language of governance. Stories survive of prisoners being left in small, dark cells for months, seeing only a sliver of light, their minds unraveling as much as their bodies. Some chambers were elaborate contraptions. The rack, for instance, was designed to stretch the human body until joints and muscles tore. Yet it was used sparingly on those whose knowledge or confessions were deemed valuable. The true terror was in the anticipation, the knowledge that one wrong word, one hesitation could mean hours of unimaginable pain. Even the architecture contributed to terror. Narrow ceilings, angled walls, and labyrinthine corridors prevented escape and distorted sound. Screams echoed in ways that amplified their terror, making prisoners feel surrounded by their own despair. Guards could watch without being seen, controlling fear from a distance. The psychology of torture chambers extended beyond the walls. Rumors of secret chambers circulated among towns, castles, and cities, keeping populations in check. Even hearing of one could instill enough fear to prevent rebellion, crime, or dissent. Knowledge of these rooms was as much a weapon as the instruments inside. And yet, in some cases, prisoners were left alive. Not for interrogation, but for spectacle. Nobles would watch from balconies, fascinated by the ingenuity of fear itself. It was a public lesson. Power was absolute, and cruelty could be artfully executed. By the 17th and 18th centuries, some chambers evolved. Devices became more complex, incorporating water, fire, and mechanical contraptions. They were refined to instill maximum fear with minimal effort. Efficiency replaced brute force, yet the terror remained the same. History often remembers kings, queens, and wars, but these chambers were the hidden tools that allowed rulers to maintain absolute control. They remind us that human cruelty can be engineered, designed, and perfected over time. The stone walls, hidden devices, and echoing corridors tell stories no history book can fully capture. Walking through the remains of these chambers today, one is struck not just by the physical space, but by the imagination of fear itself. Every detail, from the placement of spikes to the echo of footsteps, was intentional. Every inch of stone and wood was designed to break human spirit. The lesson is chilling. Power without accountability can create places where terror becomes a language. Survival is measured not in skill, but in luck. These chambers are silent witnesses to a time when fear ruled as effectively as armies, and when the human mind became the ultimate battlefield. Even today, imagining these rooms makes us shiver. The knowledge that cruelty can be systematic, designed, and institutionalized is one of history's darkest lessons. And yet remembering it ensures we understand the cost of absolute power and the fragility of those caught in its grasp.